Loki pitch meeting. I absolutely loved Loki, the series. I'm totally looking forward to season 2. I'm very curious to see what Ryan's got to say on this. Let's dive right in. At the time, yes, there were spoilers ahead.
So, you have a Loki TV show for me?
Yes, sir, I do. So we're gonna pick up right from that scene in Avengers Endgame, right? Where Loki grabs the Tesseract during the Battle of New York.
Okay.
And so he's gonna get picked up by something called the Time Variance Authority, because he messed with something called the Sacred Timeline. So they have to prune this new timeline branch he made.
Well, what about all that time travel the Avengers did?
Yeah, well, see, the TVA says that was supposed to happen, but Loki grabbing the Tesseract, that wasn't.
Okay, but some of the time travel they did was because Loki grabbed the Tesseract.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that.
Oh, okay, I won't.
So they
It
bring
was
Loki
very
to the TVA
confusing.
headquarters, and a robot starts to take his clothes off with some claws.
What?
But then that
Yeah.
doesn't work, so the robot just kind of zaps his clothes off.
What are you talking about?
Well, sir,
It
if
was
Loki's gonna be the
random.
star of a Marvel show, we're gonna have to see him shirtless. That's how this works.
Right, of course, that makes sense.
And so then
Yeah.
this lady, Ravonna Renslayer, wants to kill him, because he's a bad variant.
All right.
But then this guy Mobius pops in and stops her. And by the way, I was thinking we could get Owen Wilson to play this guy.
Oh, people love Owen Wilson.
Yeah, they do.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow.
And this guy's also really into jet skis.
I now have a deep desire to see Owen Wilson on a jet ski that I didn't have just a few seconds ago.
I know
That's
you
funny.
do. That's the main hook of the show now.
Oh, picturing Owen Wilson on a jet ski is tight.
So Mobius is going to show Loki a video of how his life plays out after the Battle of New York. Getting his mom killed, getting close to Thor, getting killed by Thanos.
Okay.
And so watching this video is
Yeah.
going to completely change Loki into a sympathetic character that can lead his own TV show.
He just killed Phil Coulson.
Yeah, but he watched a video, so he's pretty much a good guy now.
Oh.
Yeah, you are not wrong. This version of Loki is like hours after he killed Coulson. So you're not wrong.
Okay, you're speed running this character
He
development.
really
Yeah, just
is.
kind of get it out of the way with
Yeah, it was like he got a glimpse of what his life would have how it would have ended up with. So it's like now he wants to change his life. He wants to, I don't know, actually do something good.
a nice little video, which somehow has the same cinematography as the movies did.
Well, okay
Yeah.
then.
So anyway,
It really
the
does.
reason that Mobius wants Loki's help is because he's chasing this other variant that keeps killing TVA agents, and it's another variant of Loki.
Oh.
Yeah, and so then Loki figures out that this other version of him is hiding in apocalypses, because you could do anything there and it won't affect stuff because those timelines are ending anyway.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it
does.
kinda
See,
does,
Loki and
yeah.
Mobius head to Pompeii, and Loki starts interacting with people right before Mount Vesuvius erupts.
Okay, but wouldn't that lead to some of those people dying in different positions than they would have, which would then affect the days of the people that discovered the bodies and create some kind of butterfly
Yeah, you're actually correct on that.
Effect? No.
Oh, okay.
So eventually they go to the supermarket in the future, and Loki discovers that the other Loki is a woman, and she goes by Sylvie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and so this is her show now.
What?
Yeah, this is really Sylvie's story. She was pruned at a young age and
It kind of revolved more around her than Loki.
managed to escape, and she's been building up this attack against the TVA for all these years, and Loki's just kind of along for the ride.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so Sylvie sends a bunch of these things called reset charges into the TVA to distract them, right? And she wants to kill these beings called the Timekeepers, who apparently run the show.
Very exciting.
But then they get attacked, so Loki uses this thing called a tempad to teleport them onto a planet called Lamentus that's about to be destroyed.
Smart.
No, not smart, because Sylvie's like, that plan at the TVA, that was years in the making. Years, and you just ruined it.
So why doesn't she just use the tempad to go back and finish the job?
Well, no, now it's out of power.
The plan was years in the making, but she didn't charge the tempad? That's
Yeah.
What we're going with. So then they're gonna talk and talk for like 30 minutes straight, because that's kind of the deal with these episodes. Oh, it is.
Oh yeah, a whole
A
lot
little
of
bit,
talking.
yeah.
So then they find this big escape ship they have to get onto, and Loki's gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna leave all these people to die.
I mean, what does he care? He just killed a bunch of people in New York.
Sir, he watched a
Oh my god. Yeah, you are not wrong. Huh.
video. He cares about this stuff now.
Right, sorry, I forgot.
So this city starts getting destroyed, and Loki's gonna stop a building from falling with his mind.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize he could do that.
That's because his power level changes from scene to scene, depending on what I want
Yeah,
to happen.
it was very
neat.
yeah,
Anyway, then
very
the escape ship explodes, so their one way out is destroyed.
Wow, it's gonna be hard to get out of there now.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy.
barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
You see, the power of their newfound love creates a new timeline branch, so the TVA comes and picks them up.
Okay, I thought the whole thing about apocalypses was that anything can happen and it wouldn't change anything. Why does them falling in love
it's
affect
really weird.
things?
Because it does, so they're in love now.
Oh my god, can you imagine falling in love with yourself?
I can.
Ugh. Sorry, I'm not interested.
Oh, no, I mean, I can imagine it, obviously, since I wrote it. Also, we're not the same person. I have glasses.
Right, of course.
Anyway, so Sylvie's
Yeah,
also going to
okay,
reveal
yeah,
that
of
the
course.
TVA agents are actually just variants that used to be real people.
Oh.
And then eventually they find out that the timekeepers aren't even real, and Mobius and Loki are both going to get pruned.
Oh my god, Loki dies?
Well, no, because
well-
we're going to learn that pruning someone just sends them to the void at the end of time, where a big smoke monster called Eliath is then going to kill them.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the TVA just straight up kill people then? Why the extra steps?
Well, because the fans are going to expect a scene where we watch Loki die only to find out he's not really dead.
That's a good point.
So
Okay,
Loki ends up in
fair
this
enough.
void place where there are different kinds of Loki variants. Like there's an old Loki, there's an alligator Loki.
Okay, does that mean in one timeline Odin adopted an alligator, or that they were all alligators in that
Yeah,
timeline?
that's-
Doesn't matter. What does
It doesn't
matter is
really
that we have an
explain.
alligator Loki now.
Fair enough. So what's the alligator gonna do?
Eat someone's hand.
That makes a lot of sense.
So meanwhile, Ravonna
Yeah.
explains to Sylvie the whole thing about how pruning sends you to a void, and she also says there's a ship that can bring you there.
Okay.
But see, Sylvie is smart, and she realizes that she's just stalling for time so agents can get there, and there is no ship.
So what does she do?
Well, she prunes herself
Yeah.
so she can go to the void too.
If she decided that Ravonna was lying about the ship, why did she think she was telling the truth about the void and the pruning?
I don't know, but luckily she was telling the truth about that one part, so it works out
Okay, yeah,
great.
that's
Well,
very
fantastic.
Yeah,
So
that's
then
fair
Sylvie's
enough.
about to be killed by this smoke monster, and Mobius shows up in a pizza car and saves her.
How do you know where she was?
Unclear, but then they go
was
join
very
Loki,
random.
who's been dealing with like a bunch of Lokis.
Very fun.
And then Sylvie's gonna realize that she can use her enchantment powers on this beast. She's been using them on people all season, kind of like a mind control thing.
Literally nobody in the history of time who's ever been pruned has had powers like that.
That's what we're going with.
Well, okay then.
And Mobius is gonna go back to the TVA using a temp pad, and Ravonna's gonna overpower him and escape through a doorway thing.
Where's she going?
Into season 2, presumably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then we're
most
gonna meet
likely.
this guy called He Who Remains, who's kind of Kang the Conqueror, only we don't know he's kind of
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror yet, only we do because we're obviously gonna announce the casting.
Oh boy, so what's he
Pretty
gonna
much.
do?
Oh, well, he's gonna talk. Oh, yeah, he's gonna talk for like 45 minutes. He's gonna explain everything. It's gonna be like that architect scene from The Matrix.
Wow.
Talk, 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 talk,
Yeah,
talk. And
no, I
sometimes
can
Loki
see
and
that. I
Sylvie
can
are
see
gonna be
that.
like, why? Or what does that mean? And that'll set up the next rounds of talking.
A very talky finale.
And so essentially this guy
Yes,
is like,
very.
you can kill me, which will create like a multiverse and a huge war, or you can take over and protect the sacred timeline.
So what happens?
Well, Sylvie does kill him, and then the multiverse branches out into like crazy timelines, and he's like, see you soon.
Oh boy, that's massive.
It's a
Yeah, it's
massive
very
deal.
crazy.
This multiverse is going to shape the whole phase of the MCU.
This is gonna be such an insane twist. Nobody's gonna see this coming.
Yeah, as long as we don't spoil that this is going to happen in some way.
Oh yeah. Well, we might do that now that you mention it.
What? How?
Yes, there you go. They announced that around like the time when Loki came out. That was funny though. Actually, I actually enjoyed that pitch meeting. It was pretty hilarious, especially all the little points that they were pointing out. That I, looking back on it, I had to double think and double take on. But I hope you all enjoyed the pitch meeting reaction. Let me know in the comments down below what you all thought. Over here will be a link to my playlist of all the pitch meetings I reacted to so far, and right over here will be my recommended video. Don't forget to go support Screen Rant.